I am always so happy that you're here. For all of your comments, your likes, your messages, I am so grateful. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics ever, because I have actually counseled and I have actually coached many women on this. Many women who wanted to be models, who were models, oh my God, who wanted to win a pageant. These are proven ways, 100%, that you can get noticed and you can elevate your posture. Now, I really apologize for the bare shoulders. If it's not your style, the reason why I'm wearing a tank top and, as you will see later, yoga pants is because I want you to see my movement. Whatever your goals are, whether it is to be noticed by a man, whether it is to be noticed in a leadership setting, or whether it is just to feel better in your own body, practicing elegant posture can help you reach those goals by, of course, activating your femininity, but by taking up space. In my video about good communication, which I will link here and down here, you might have noticed that I talked about the importance of openness as a feminine woman and how openness can help you create meaningful relationships because it is the basis of conversation that will lead to those relationships. Openness in a good posture will help you create the connections that will bring you one step further to accomplishing whatever goal it is that you have for yourself. This is essential as a homemaker and does not just expire when you have found a husband, because we want to present ourselves in the best way possible in order to foster relationships and to make others feel comfortable in our home and in our presence. Oftentimes, the feminine and excellent homemaker is somebody that is seen and noticed without having to say anything at all. And I believe that one of the easiest ways that you can be seen without having to say anything at all is by having elegant posture. I looked up the definition of elegant because I'm always concerned about bringing you the why you should do something. And elegance was, of course, rather synonymous with gracefulness, and then gracefulness was, of course, synonymous with elegance. So I had to look at the Latin root of the word, and that dealt with pleasing. So graceful and elegant posture is pleasing. Pleasing to the eyes and pleasing to yourself, pleasing to the soul. It helps you activate that area of flow that I mentioned in my Activating Femininity video linked above and below, that helps you be present in your body, feel comfortable, and project that feminine, open energy. I'm going to begin this video by working from the least important to the most important, and I suggest that you begin with the least important because it will be the easiest. So let's begin with talking about your head. Now, when we look at our phones, we tend to have posture that is a lot like this. You want to avoid that slump in your neck by imagining a 90-degree angle at your chin. Something very helpful is you can actually take your finger and do this to kind of elevate your chin like this. You can go up against a wall and become comfortable with the notion of putting your head back. You should always feel as though your head is a little bit backwards, a little bit like it's leaning backwards. I recommend that you do this on a wall, being conscious of your neck and your head at least once a day. This is also a good way to relax. Just try it out. Do it right now. Get up and do it right now, and you will see that you actually feel relatively relaxed when you do this. The next point that I want to bring up is openness. So remember your invisible lines that I talked about in the video on conversation. Your invisible lines are here, so on the tips of your shoulders going down, and you can see my belly button through this shirt, and here. You do not want to put your hands in the region of your privates. So you don't want to put your hands here, the region of your privates. You don't want to put your this looks so funny. You don't want to put your hands here in the region of your privates, because like I mentioned in that previous video, we are animalistic creatures, and when you are doing that, you are communicating to others that you are closed off, that you are putting up your defenses. The next point that I want to bring up is strategic hands. So you can place your hands, of course, just like this, outside of your shoulder lines, but a very feminine thing to do would be to place your hands on your waist. So the area that is the smallest on your body. And this is incredibly important because you do not want to project a distracting type of movement. So we often do this. I'll show you. But instead, you want to always make sure that you are moving one hand at a time. I will show you what to do instead. So instead of going on like this, you'll go. And instead of going off like this, you will go. Do you see how more graceful that is? And really, even if you were to do the same speed at both different types of movements, you would notice that when you are moving your hands off of the place that you have them on your body, it is so much more distracting and not elegant because it is rough and projecting that type of energy when you are moving them simultaneously. So just remember, one hand at a time. The next thing I want to bring up is the importance of not sitting in your hips. So we tend to do this as women. I will show you. We think this is feminine, even if we have our hands like this. But in reality, it is not very feminine. What you can do to elevate your posture and make it more elegant is you can simply rotate your hips upward. So look at how much more elegant that is. And you can actually touch your hips like this to get used to that pivoting motion. The reason why you want to elevate your hips like this and avoid sitting in your hips is because by elevating your hips, you automatically make yourself taller and you make yourself more open, which is, again, a very feminine thing to do. Now, for those women who I've helped before, and I've done this myself because really, I'm not that tall and I shouldn't have gone as far as I did. And the only reason that I got so far in my pageant modeling days in the past was because I used this trick. This added an extra inch. You can see, an extra inch automatically. As for your shoulders, a lot of people think that you need to kind of picture and force your shoulders to go back all the time, but you want to still remain natural. What I suggest that you do instead is you continuously get into the habit of shoulder rolling. So you do a half shoulder roll, for example. You're starting here, half shoulder roll, and you stop there instead of going back down. Half shoulder roll. That's all you have to do to elevate your posture. The last and final thing I want to touch on for elegant posture is the most important, and this is like the $1,000 tip that people pay professional walking coaches to know. And that is the tip of posture from your core. A lot of people think it has to deal only with the shoulders or really with the back, but posture, good posture, comes from your core. So, what I want you to do is to practice leaning back in your core. So this is me just normal. I look kind of not that appealing. From my core, I'm leaning back and look at how my posture just elevates itself. I didn't have to picture my back. I didn't have to picture anything else. All I had to do was activate my core muscles and tilt myself a little bit backward. Again. And then let's say you are just in your core and you are standing. Put it all together. Shoulder roll, core, sitting in your hips, elevate your hip. Look at how much better this looks. Look. Those are all of the tips that I'm going to mention today, and you can go to my blog, cynthialoneblog.com, to find a summary of all of those tips. I have more tips and suggestions that I would love to share, but I'm first going to put this out there so that the everyday woman can use these tangible and easy tips in her life. And if you like this, please like the video and leave me a comment on what you would like to see. I mentioned that I will be doing more videos on this topic, but I first want to see the type of feedback that I get from you. If you like this. If you don't like this, let me know. I really hope that you will subscribe, and I will see